The system of mystics, which has partially survived in the school of Indian yoga. The word is a power. The word creates. For all creation is expression. Everything exists already in the secret adobe of the infinite, Guga Hitam, and has only to be brought out here in apparent form by the active consciousness. Certain schools of Vedic thought even suppose the worlds to have been created by the goddess word, with the sound as the first etheric vibration to have preceded formation. In the Veda itself, there are passages which treat the poetic measures of the sacred mantras Anustub, Drushtub, Jagati, Gayatri as the symbolic of the rhythms in which the universal movement of the things is cast. Sri Aurobindo.
Namaskaram. Welcome back to our viewers in English language. Due to COVID and other situations, we were not able to record our lectures for quite some time, and we are restarting it in Tamil as well as now in English. So welcome back. So the topic in this video will be about learning the Vedas in the normal way for householders. It's not about learning in a pathashala. So when you start your learning, my Siddha Guru Ganesha Siddhar always used to say, to understand anything which is very complex, you have to realize it by yourself. And Gita, Bhagavad Gita is a complex subject, but to understand Bhagavad Gita, it will reveal to you if you understand what Arjuna is, what kind of student he is, and what is the focus of Arjuna. So, many people tend to ask, how do I get it? No, you have to become first a student like Arjuna. That's what we are trying in our team. He also used to tell a story about the aiming practice that was given by Dronacharya, who was the guru for both the Pandavas and the Kauravas. There was an aiming practice. So, it's about, there is a banyan tree, there is a branch to the left, the third twig upwards. On there sits a parrot. The parrot is facing north. The students are facing from the west, so the eyes will be looking towards the northern side. So the student must accurately take aim of the eye of a parrot, which is there somewhere around 100 meters away. So Guru Dronacharya calls his first student. Do you see the banyan tree? Yes, Guruji. Do you see the third branch? Yes, Guruji. Do you see that twig that goes towards up? Yes. On that top, do you see a parrot? Yes, Guruji. Do you see its left eye? Yes, Guruji. This keeps on happening for quite some time. Everybody says for the question of Dronacharya, yes, Guruji, for all. Now, it's the turn of Arjuna. Arjuna, do you see the banyan tree? No, Guruji. Don't you at least see that branch going towards the left? No, Guruji. That twig that goes towards the top? No, Guruji. Do you see that a parrot is sitting over there? You can't see that? No, Guruji. At least tell me, bloody, do you see its eyes? Guruji, I can see only its eyes. That's what I see. So, when something is getting imparted to others, Arjuna quickly learns it's not about looking at the tree and this is all being done. Now, look at the target, focus on it. So, the focus that what Arjuna had is what made him to be a great archer. So even in learning, you should be looking at this kind of a focus. And Veda and all are subjects which are to be Deva Sandatam. That is, it's given by the gods. So how do I get the Vedas have a general meaning and internal meaning? You have to pick up the hidden meaning through your own intelligence, grace of the God Guru, by your meditation on a topic. Many people immediately tend to ask, do you know the method to get the internal meaning? No. Can somebody go and explain in detail the internal meaning of love? If you try to explain love, you will fail. It is something that has to be felt. So, many of the occult Vedic related subjects and our sciences, Indian sciences or arts, are really felt internally, and you realize what is the importance of what is being taught to you. We will also see a story of King Janaka about surrendering as well as total commitment to learning later. Generally, we tend to learn Vedas, especially I am talking about householders in this video. We tend to learn so that for our daily routine we can recite some Vedic phrases, mantras to keep ourselves engaged, focused, and to develop our internal senses. One, and keep ourselves more at ease. Some people will go to a greater depth, learn it well. Maybe they want to join other pujas, functions, public functions like Rudra Egadeshi, chant there or chant Udaga Shanti and go to one level. But one stops at that level that I have learned, that you are seeing the width of your learning, it's not enough. You should also focus on the depth of your learning that hardly very few people focus on or relate to. Suppose you reach any level, you should not stop your efforts. You have to use your intelligence, intuition, keep studying more and more and be open to corrections. You have an interpretation of Gita at the age of 25. The same what you will feel at the age of 45 with 20 years more of experience could be very different. It is the same thing that can be said about the Vedas. So we have to keep talking to, listening to lectures, lot of sources of learned gurus who give meaningful interpretation and who prepare you. There are gurus who prepare you to look inside you much more closely as you learn Vedas or any occult sciences. So first, how a grahastha, a householder, has to start learning Vedas. He has to learn it through only qualified gurus. So in a Veda, the first thing which is said is, don't learn Veda without a guru. Whatever books you may have, books are a substitute just to see when guru is not there. You should see in the book what your guru has already taught you. This is very important. Your guru has to be qualified. That means either he has done proper study in a padashala, has done adhyana, or your guru has learnt from somebody who has done adhyana or studied in Veda Padashala for a long time and he has reached a good level of perfection. Right? So, selection of the guru, you may not be able to get ideally a guru in all the places, because in some places you will have a difficulty to reach a good guru. But today, in the advent of internet and worldwide connectivity, it is not very difficult to find a guru or ask for tips from other highly learned scholars or even learning students. Even today, the gurus say the ideal way to learn it through Sanskrit or Grantha so that your learning could be very accurate. But many of us, especially householders, may not be aware of Sanskrit, maybe not able to read Sanskrit, or we may not know the Grantha. Therefore, you have to look for his advice about a good book in vernacular languages. You should not just look at a VedaVMS book or some other book and immediately jump to it and start using. Please start using it after getting a proper approval of your guru only. Then only you will be able to use it properly and gain the sound and the importance of the vibration what he creates as putting the original books. See, whether you learn in Tamil, Sanskrit, read Grantha, Telugu or Kannada, if you want to start Rudra, you are going to say Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. This is a sound. This is common to all languages. So please look at that. But when you use a vernacular language, you should understand the difficulties faced by the students. And your guru should be able to clear doubts, or a senior student in your batch should be able to clear your doubts specific to your language and the representation of the sound. Typically in good old days or in a padashala, no books were ever used. They were all handed over from generation to generation through mouth, right? There were limited documentation, but our ability to remember things and carry forward as we grew along, and there are a lot of distractions that we have, normally we are unable to concentrate. Therefore, books are used even today in Pathashala for only memorizing. This is one. Second, when you are guru, you have to follow your guru depending on what type of teaching he does. Many gurus allow you to have a book and look at it as they are repeating a statement or a mantra. Some gurus do not allow you to look at a book. They want your entire concentration on his face, mouth, how his throats, lips, move, so that you understand it as a sound rather than as a language. So you get the vibrations very clear. Some gurus will allow you for the first time to learn without the book by observing him. Once you repeat it correctly, they will allow you to look at the book. Normally in a patashala, or for that matter normally in a guru who teaches householders, the guru will repeat a mantra or a part of it to the student. Say for example, he starts with Bhadrangarnebi. Students will repeat Bhadrangarnebi, Bhadrangarnebi twice. Next, as you have learnt a particular mantra or a part of it, Ruk, the guru will ask you to repeat it without him mentioning. He will say, please start the mantra, Bhadrangarnebi. Then, students alone will repeat the mantra part by part or a Ruk twice without the guidance of the guru. With the guidance of the guru will stop you only when a mistake is made or when something has to be stressed, right? So, the method of teaching by a guru you have to observe, because some gurus will say, Bhadrangarnebihi Shruniyama Deva. Then they will join it and say Bhadrangarnebi Shruniyama Deva. After Bhadrangarnebihi, the next statement Shruniyama Deva. So the Visarga Bhadrangarnebihi, the Bihi in Bhadrangarnebi becomes, the Visargam becomes Ish, because the following letter is Sha. Shrunuyama Deva. So that is one way they prepare you for how the sandhis occur. So you have to observe your guru as to how he teaches. Next thing one must observe is, about 50-60 years back or even more time before, Kanchi Acharya has got books printed in Sanskrit and Grantha through a businessman from the north and had it distributed to lot of patashalas in South India and as well as some other states. The reason for this, he says, as we grew, our memory capacity, ability to repeat are all coming down. So you cannot take an argument that in today's world, especially in Kali Yuga, that you should not use books. But please remember, books are like a stepping stone. You have to leave books. When you start your adhyana and you start, your japa and all in a group, or you are reciting in a function, over a period of time, you should give up the book. The book may be sometimes lying on your, maybe with you, in your bag or on your hands. But you are able to recite without looking at each of the mantra or the ruks by looking at the book. So, books are, like I said, is a stepping stone to learning the Vedas.